I've already moisturized my skin, already filled my brows in as well, but I'm going to use my concealer to sharpen them up. And today I'm using my Fenty Beauty concealer in the color 370. And I'm just going to pull a little bit out and scoop some on my hand, back of my hand. And I'm going to use another brush to conceal it with. And we're just going to get that going. While I'm looking absolutely ridiculous, I want to talk about these makeup brushes that I purchased a couple days ago, and I'm going to be trying them out on camera. So this is from Hborna on Amazon, but on the packaging it says Mooney 7-piece brush set, and I'm going to try them out. This is the packaging that they come in, and it's 7 brushes. It comes in plastic packaging, and I'm going to use one of these brushes to blend my concealer out. I think I'm going to take, there's no numbers on them or anything. I'm going to open them all up. This is all of the brushes right here. 7 brushes, and they're all like shader brushes and blending, like the very dense brushes. So I'm going to use this one. There isn't any numbers on them, but I think it's the biggest one, and I'm going to use that to blend out my concealer. First impressions on the brushes, they're very lightweight. They don't feel cheaply made or anything. When I pull on them, there isn't any shedding hairs, and the hairs are really soft. To find out if they are synthetic, I think they're synthetic fibers. And also on the back of the packaging it says no animal testing, which is a plus for me. I'm trying to do better with that as far as using products that are cruelty free and no animal testing. They're only $10, you guys. Like, that's a very cheap price, and for them to be this amazing. So we're going to be trying out these brushes today. So I'm going to use the biggest one that comes in the set to blend out my concealer. It's blended very nicely. And I'm just going to blend my front out. I'm going to do my favorite part, which is my foundation. And I'm using Fenty foundation, the Pro Filter Matte. And I'm going to be using the color 385. I'm just going to pump right onto my brush, 3 pumps, and I'm going to dot it all over, and then I'm going to blend it out. Rihanna's foundation is literally like my all-time favorite. I don't think I'm going to use anything else. Like, I'm just loving, I love her products, literally. That's like majority of everything that I use, because it just gives you like a flawless finish, but it doesn't look heavy. So I'm going to go back and use my Fenty concealer again in the 370 color to highlight my face. I'm going to be using any beauty blender I have on hand right now. I think this is the Real Techniques one, and I'm just going to blend that out really good. I'm just going to put some more concealer right where my dark circles are, because I don't know what's going on, but I've been having really bad dark circles lately. And so I'm going to just put a little bit extra and let that sit while I contour, just to make sure these bags are covered, okay? These dark holes, say no. Contour today, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Concealer in Chestnut. And I'm just going to, you know, same old, same old. And I'm using a really light contour shade, because when I blend this out, I am going to use powder as well. And I don't need this to be super dark and my powder to be dark, because then it's going to look like somebody punched me in my face, basically. So no, we're not going for that. Something subtle for the cream, and then my powder is subtle too, so that it all just brings it together and it doesn't look super duper heavy. Okay, I'm going to blend out my concealer, and then I'm going to be using another one of those brushes to make sure I don't have any creasing. So I'm going to take that same brush I used to do my brows, and I'm just going to pat so that there isn't any creasing. Also, you guys, these brushes would be super duper good for like cut creases and stuff. Like if you can't afford the MAC, I can't remember the number I'm going to put on the screen, but it's like a perfect brush to cut crease with. You could definitely use these because they are like the perfect shape to do an easy cut crease, and they're really good shader brushes. So yeah, definitely. So now I'm going to use my Cory airspun powder in the color translucent. I think this is the regular one, and I'm not going to bake. Only thing I'm going to bake is underneath my contour, but I'm just going to set everything else using my Morphe M401 brush to, you know, to set. So I'm going to go back in with one of the Hborna brushes, and it's the medium-sized shader brush. And I'm just going to actually bake right there. I wasn't going to at first, but my under eyes crease really bad. So I'm going to take some on my brush like this much, and I'm just going to pat it on right underneath there. Go back in with my sponge, and I'm going to bake under my contour. So I guess it's just a full face of Fenty today. So I'm going to use the Caramel Cutie bronzer to contour my face. And I just love how this looks on my skin tone. It's just really pretty, and it just brings everything together and give me some warmth to my face. You guys can see I've hit pan, like I love this. So yeah, and I'm going to use it until it's gone, period. So now I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to take all of this powder off, and I'm starting at the bottom, and I'm just dusting it away. So for this video, I'm going to actually do a wing, and I do this when I feel like it, but usually I'll just put my lashes on and keep it moving, but I want a little extra today. So I'm going to do a little skinny wing, and I'm using the Kat Von D eyeliner, and it's liquid eyeliner with the felt tips. Lashes are on, you guys. So now I'm going to be putting some blush on, and yeah. And I like to put it very high, like around this area. I just feel like it looks super pretty that way and very feminine. So that's what we're doing. So I'm not really bringing it down towards this way, but more so up. That just looks super pretty to me. Like, I love that look. And now usually I stop here. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using some highlight. And today I'm going to be using Fenty again, and the Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal Duo. I've had this forever, and this is my go-to highlight. And I'm going to be using another highlight as well, just to build on it. I'm going to be using the Becca Opal highlighter. I'm going to put that on first, then I'm going to go in with the Fenty highlighter. I'm using this brush right here, this size from the set, and I'm going to be using this to put my highlight under my brow, on my nose, and probably in my inner corner and in my cupid's bow. And I'm going to use the other brushes for my cheek highlighter. And I'm putting it right in the center. And this brush does really good. It actually doesn't make anything look patchy. So I'm going to go, and that was with the Opal, so now I'm going to go back in with the Fenty. So I'm going to take this size brush for my highlights on my cheekbones. And I'm going to use the color Opal, the Becca highlight, to do that. And I'm going in a little bit at a time so that it doesn't look too intense. Because lately I've only been liking it at the high points. I don't want that long line going, you know what I mean? Like crazy all over my cheekbone, if that makes any sense. Like how I used to do it. Like I'm just going to spread the rest of it out instead of applying it all the way down. And like, look at that. Gorgeous. So obviously these brushes are amazing for highlight and blending. So I'm just a gloss girl. So that's all I do every day for my lips. Today's gloss, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty again. I swear, y'all, this was not planned to use all these products. I didn't even realize like how much of her products are included in my everyday routine. But I'm going to be using the limited edition gloss bomb and the color Hot Chocolate. And yeah. And you guys, I'm running out. I pray that she releases this in the normal size because this is almost gone and I'm hurt. And I'm just going to add my little beauty marks because I just love how that looks. This is the finished look, you guys. So this is the finished look, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any requests, please list them down below. These brushes, I definitely think they're worth it. They're $10 on Amazon, and they do have prime shipping, so you do get them super quick. They're soft, and I didn't get any shedding out of them. And they're perfect brushes for blending your eyeshadow, and if you need to use them as highlight, as I did, or get into those really, you know, those creases to blend your makeup out. But I really like them. They didn't come with any like chemical smell, because certain brushes from Amazon, they have a very chemically smell. This didn't have that at all, and the fibers are really soft, and it's not tested on animals, which is a plus, so you can't go wrong with that. But let me know down below what you guys think. If you have any requests, I am going to try to be more consistent on YouTube, but I say that all the time, but I literally have to buy a new camera, and I hate recording off my iPhone, and that's the hold up. So once my camera comes, that's